Good day, everybody. Welcome to another What's Up Wednesday, August 25th. Can you believe another week has gone by? This is episode 33. 33 consecutive weeks of bringing you some news from the road, viewer questions. We got a big show tonight, big topic for me and my personal life. And we've already got a bunch of people coming in. This is so great. Let's say hello to them. Hello, RC in Virginia. That's cool. Saya, you gave me a emoticon here that StreamYard didn't translate very well, so thank you for the elbow. California in the house, upstate New York. Ron, thanks for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate that. And this is the question format. If you're new to the show, welcome. If you're an old timer, welcome back. And this is the question format we like to use, which is 3 asterisks followed by 3 question marks. That helps me find more readily your question in the chat stream here. So we try and get to everybody's question. It's an action-packed hour. We go for 1 hour only, and so get your question in early. There always seems to be a little rush at the end, so I will do my best to get every question answered tonight. Let me just kind of go through the show topics tonight. There's a couple good questions already coming in. So I'm coming at you live from Tucumcari, New Mexico, which if you look at I'll zoom in here for you. If you look at the map, is about halfway between Amarillo and Albuquerque, Amarillo, Texas, and Albuquerque, New Mexico. And there's a picture I just took this afternoon. I just rolled in a couple hours ago. That's the Blue Swallow Motel, super famous motel on Route 66. And I can actually see Route 66 from where I'm sitting. And let me tell you, boys and girls, it is hot. It is 96 degrees in this area of New Mexico. And are you ready for this? At 4 in the morning, it's going to be 72 degrees, which, well, there it goes. Oh, my God. Which is why I'm plugged into a shore power out in an RV park, because it's just so hot. In fact, inside the van, it's 84 degrees because the van's been in the sun all day, even though I've been running my air conditioning while driving with Volta on. So that's where I'm coming at you from. Excuse me for that. And actually, it made me think of an idea for the show as we continue running Route 66. I actually passed the halfway point today. I started in mid-July. It's toward the end of, well, it's the end of August, and I'm only halfway. I have got to get my stuff in gear, which kind of goes to our point tonight on the thumbnail. And my other idea was to start including a few snippets of Route 66 in this show, so you can see some of what I'm seeing in real time versus waiting for the videos to come out. Where in the world are you watching from? I'm always curious about that. We already called out a few folks, and we had a viewer come in and say he's watching from Baghdad, Iraq. Is that cool? Can you imagine van life in Iraq? Oh my gosh, that would be something else. Again, this is kind of our table of contents here. So we got no guests tonight. You got little old me. Big guest next week. Really jam-packed show. This is our viewer question of the week. It's really more of a statement. I did want to talk about this because it kind of goes to our topic, the thumbnail of the week. We're going to get to this at 15 minutes after the hour. So we'll spend some time on that. I'm spending a lot of time working on events for you folks. We had a roundup yesterday in Amarillo. So much fun. Folks showed up. Folks stayed in town longer to catch up with me. We did a roundup at the Cadillac Ranch. Let me zoom in here so you can see this, which is a must-see on Route 66. One of probably the most photographed things on Route 66. We spent time there. Then we went to have lunch at the Big Texan Steakhouse. Look at the middle one here. So this is coming up on Friday this week. And if you're in the Amarillo, Albuquerque, Santa Fe area, come join me at literally this Route 66 drive-in theater. It's the last operating drive-in theater in New Mexico. And the show starts, we're going to meet up, I think, at 6. Then we're going to go in together at 7. And then I'm also planning one in Albuquerque. So there's a casino on or near Route 66. That's going to be an easy one to meet up at. I'm trying to get these more planned in advance, but the problem is I don't know where I'm going to be. And too far out in advance. So bear with me. Check the website. That's the best place to get this stuff. And it's just so much fun to meet you guys. And gals, oh my gosh, Mary, she's just a delight. She stayed in town going on. Yeah, on the move, no kidding. Al Capone, if you haven't seen this video, a lot of really great response. Hasn't performed well from a lot of views, but those that have seen it have really enjoyed it, including the director of the State of Missouri Route 66 Association, Ms. Mary Jane. She stayed in town. She stayed in town for 2 days. She stayed in town for 2 days. And 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 she stay So gave it a thumb up, and I'm going to reach out to him and get some dialogue going. Um, Upcoming guests. This is big. Next week we got Winnebago on the show, and this is a big brand that I am honored to have on. Matt is going to come on the show. We're going to talk everything to motorized vehicles that Winnebago makes. So Travato, Era, the Echo, the big guys, the small guys, everything ABC classes. Matt's been good enough to give us an hour of his time next week, next Wednesday. So if you're curious about Winnebago, have questions you want to ask, when's the last time you engaged with a leader at Winnebago? Pretty cool stuff. And then we have Roy and Debbie, newish Travato owners, like to have an owner on maybe once a month as well. Let's see what else we got going on. Your questions, of course, and I think that is, yes, that's what we have going for tonight. So let's look at some of these questions. We'll keep an eye on the clock so that we will do our topic and viewer question at the 15 after. So let's get a few more folks in here. Boy, folks are pouring in tonight. I love that. Welcome. Thank you. Wonder if it's hot where you are. So Janelle here has got a great question right out of the gate. She's and my allergies are killing me, so I apologize if I look like I've been crying. I have not. Well, maybe technically. And I'm really dry mouth. So Janelle wants to say, putting our order in for the Echo, congratulations. Do you think you'd ever be interested? Reasons for either answer. Excuse me. I would say congratulations on your Echo. That is a cool rig. It's a really cool rig. Would I ever have one? I would ever be I'm interested in most rigs. I'll be frank with you. They're all cool to me. But what boils down to my needs are floor plan and nimbleness in a Class B. I cannot see being in a rig like the Echo because it's a big rig, and because you get a lot of space, right? You get a lot of storage. You can put your bikes inside, and it looks cool. I still might wrap it, but I think it's a good choice if it meets your needs. And we spent a lot of time on this last week. What van to buy? You need to know why you want an RV, which then determines how an RV system enables your why, which then dictates what RV and floor plan enables your why. And an Echo would not enable my why, so I would not be putting my order in for that anytime soon. But I am so proud of you for doing that. There's probably a big wait, my guess. Hopefully not too long, but they are really cool rigs, and I think Winnebago's got a home run on their hands, just like they had with the Travato and the Revel. So those are my things. I mean, it really boils down to what you want to do with your RV and how you want to do it. So hopefully you've taken some of that advice from last week's show and applied that. Looks like you're putting money where your mouth is, so that's super awesome. I appreciate that. Thomas up in Wisconsin, and here's so bummed I didn't get to Wisconsin this time. Oh, gosh darn it. Illinois, Catherine, hello. And Sherry. Sherry's got a comment. Yes, congratulations on the next step, fulfilling the dream, crossing. That's a great point. 16,000.4. I think we've added over 1,500 subscribers in pretty short order. So things are working, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, Sherry, for that. We're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. And Michael Clark, loyal viewer for 2 years. Wow, that's great, man. You've been on the journey for a long time. Mesa, Arizona. We're going to be passing through Arizona Flagstaff on Route 66. We'll definitely be doing a roundup. I'm hoping to get a little caravan going too. It was cute. I took the viewer, Mary, through Amarillo, Route 66, from the Cadillac Ranch all the way through the historic district in downtown Amarillo to the Big Texan. And she's like, "Where are you going?" When we got out of her navigation was like, turn left, go around, reroute. And I'm like, I thought I told you we were doing Route 66. But anyway. Michael, hello, sir. Rochester, nice to see you. Michigan. And Nashville, Tennessee. Can't wait to get back to Nashville. It is really a slice of heaven, right? Sorry for all those people that had that huge flash flood. Wow, it's so crazy. What a crazy summer. Yeah, sweating to the oldies in Tulsa too. It's super hot here. 96 degrees was 99. Yeah, we're going to talk about this, Sherry. So let's hang on to that question, and let's hang on to that question. Forest City, Iowa. Anybody know what's important about Forest City, Iowa? It's where they build Winnebagos. That's so cool. Particularly Class B RVs. I think they've got some other manufacturing facilities. And I just saw a news post that they're relocating the headquarters, or solidifying. That's the wrong word. Consolidating their headquarters outside of Minneapolis is the Winnebago Industries corporate headquarters. They've been kind of scattered around, I think, but 4 cities where the vans are built for sure. So let's see. Looking Gallup. Oh my gosh, we're going to be in Gallup early next week. So we're trying to get around up there as well. Flagler Beach, Florida. Hello. And then Ginger Walkabout. God love you. There she is. Let's see. Looking for questions. Kathmandu, crazy hotels, motels. Really, I got to change my vernacular. There's some amazing. It's been such a great journey. I can't get the videos up fast enough. That's why I need to sit tonight and do that. Oh no, there they are. So it's so funny. So I was there. We had 2 reservations from Eventbrite. So Mary showed up, jumped out, lovely gal. Then she's like me, a wandering spirit. She cannot sit still. Solo, female, which is great. 20 years in the military, served in Iraq. Anyway, super cool guy. So we were waiting for this other van, and we're like, well, it's 10 minutes after, because I hadn't been to go paint the cars yet. That's the whole idea of Cadillac Ranch, right? You go spray paint the cars. And then this van comes trundling in, and I'm like, oh, cool, there she is, running a little late, no problem. And they jump out, and they're like, oh, you're the Go Small guy. You got the brown van. They recognize the van. They recognize me. So Dean Crow, that's so nice. So they rolled up on us stealth mode. We had some good chuckles. We got some painting of the cars, and they drove off. And then Mary, the other gal, never showed up. Mary and I went and had a cowboy steak dinner. It was pretty awesome. Good to see you, sir, and lovely wife. I can't remember your name, her name, but their name of your van was Birdie, right? So great. Okay, let's. I'm scanning for questions. Let's see. No, but let me. I don't know how fast I can pull up a picture of this steak. Let's see. So Ginger Walkabout knows. Did you eat the giant steak? So here's kind of the 1-2 on the giant steak. So if you've been to Wall Drug, the billboards for Wall Drug start about 100 miles out, and the billboards for the Big Texas Steakhouse in Amarillo start about 50 miles out, and it advertises free 72-ounce steak dinner. And it's not only until you get to the last maybe billboard, where the caveat is you have 1 hour to eat it. And let me tell you, when you walk in, there's actually a case with ice in it, and they put everything in that on the ice that you have to eat in that 1 hour, including a 70-ounce piece of meat. And it's like a pot roast, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's like literally, it almost makes you kind of sick just to look at all of it. And there's the rolls, the butter, and the dessert. And I'm like, if you can eat that in an hour, you are going to the hospital next. A lady, like 112 pounds, ate it in 8 minutes. I couldn't, because they have all the wards down there. I don't know how she did it. It's so unbelievable. Lots of folks coming in tonight. Great question. I did not even sign up for that. I had the 10-ounce, trying to watch my weight, right? Stormy, Lake Havasu. Oh, no, there he is. Mr. Cutter, Joseph, thanks for coming in today. Really appreciate it. You probably have not any complaining about your weather there, right? It's always hot. Yeah, right? This is Ginger Walkabout saying Baghdad is insane. I'd love to know what the temperature in Baghdad is. So 96 here, big deal, right? All right, so let's get to the question of the week. And this is a big deal. Well, the question is kind of a big deal, her thing here, and what this thumbnail is all about tonight, which is a giant thing for me. So let me put this on the screen and zoom in for you. So this came out of a poll that I posted a couple days ago. And the question there is in the smaller box in the blue. The question I was polling folks for was, how much would you pay for an immersive, hands-on 3-day van boot camp to learn RVing? And Forrest Stinnett here has kind of hopefully a tongue-in-cheek response, which is, you guys are thinking of ways to scam people out of their money. I've seen it all now. Lord help us. Come on, get a job. I think Forrest missed a few punctuation marks in that last sentence. But this kind of goes to the point of the thumbnail tonight, which is, I quit my job. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I quit my job. I no longer have a corporate income. I no longer have a corporate job. I no longer have corporate benefits. Why? Because of you crazies. Because I want to do more and more and more with you all. And the month of July, these caravans, Route 66, all this stuff has just come to a head, and my job was really holding me back. And I am super fortunate because I thought about this from the very beginning. I know this is really hard to read, but I wanted to show this image. So, wow, that's really hard to read. Sorry, folks. What this you're looking at is a whiteboard wall in our house, me and Kyle's house in Forest Park, Illinois. Um, and the column headings start on August, actually April, June. So April 2018 is when that first column is. And what I did, I projected out to October, December 2020 on how many viewers I would have, on what kind of incomes I might be making, where would those incomes come from, what would we have to sell, all the basic life changes needed to do full-time RVing and full-time YouTubing. And the trade-off was I couldn't really cut the corporate cord because I needed some income. I'm not rich like some of you, or retired, more importantly, like some of you. So what I've had to do is choose very carefully. So after 35 years of corporate life, I think about that, 1,820 Monday mornings, and 3 employers in the last 27 years. I'm pretty lucky, actually. All amazing places to work. I finally quit my job, and I am so excited. It hasn't even hit me yet, but as I'm starting to schedule things out into September, what it's doing is causing me to go like, oh, I have 7 days a week now to help teach everything I know about RVing. And that's the point of the viewer's question. And it kind of irked me a little bit that she thinks I'm trying to scam people's money. Ginger, Walkabout, raise your hand if you remember Minnesota Dave rolled into camp not knowing how to turn on his Truma furnace. Excuse me. Or the lady I met picked up her Coachman Galleria. I was at a KOA, me and Kyle were there, and she literally picked her Coachman Galleria up. She was struggling at the RV park, did not know how to plug it in. And I'm telling you, there are people that do one of 3 things. They learn everything from YouTube, and they hit the road, and they know exactly what to do. Very cool. Hopefully I'm enabling some of those folks. Or they hit the road, and they buy a bunch of stuff, and they kind of figure it out on the go, which is what I did. Or those folks like Minnesota Dave or Deborah in the Galleria that know nothing but are completely brazen on their journey, and they're just gonna pound through it and figure it out as they go. So on this question with the viewer right here, I'll scroll back for you, is what I was thinking about doing is doing a van boot camp, couple 3 days, hands-on, covering all areas of vans and very specifically, whether you have the van or just getting the van or are about to get a van, maybe you're still kind of researching, is to have a boot camp around RV skill sets, everything from water, waste, electricity, getting out of the sunlight, boondocking, all the elements. By that time, it's going to be 3 years. I've been doing this full time. I probably know a few things. And yeah, you can sit and watch all this stuff on YouTube. But let me tell you, if you've been to hands-on training versus reading it on a book and watching a video, it's vastly different. And am I trying to scam people out of their money, Forrest? I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure Minnesota Dave or Deborah or some others would pay a few $100s to really minimize the learning curve. And if they find value in it and they're willing to pay a few $100s for it, in my case, if I'd gone to a boot camp and said, you don't need to spend $1,200 for all this RV stuff, tables, chairs, rugs, grills, the only thing that remains out of that shopping trip, I would have paid my, been money ahead. So, Forrest, yeah, come on, get a job. I am. It's called YouTube full time, and I'm quitting my corporate job, and I couldn't be more excited, so I can help more people like you all. Ginger Walkabout and I have talked about some ideas. This was one of them, and there's going to be many more. And it's just allowing me to, by doing this, devote more time to you and help be better RVers. Again, whether you're no time still researching, part-time, just taking cool trips, days, weeks, or months, or full-timing, put out better and more frequent content on YouTube. I am so excited, and I am so lucky to have Volta as one of my brands I work with, and Embassy RV as one of the brands I work with. I checked with them, got a little litmus test that I'm super happy with what we're doing together and want to do more. My job was holding me back, and with not really a heavy heart, but with great gratitude. I told the leadership, and it's been pretty amazing reaction. So it's a big day. So September 3rd is my last corporate job after, again, 35 years. I know nothing else. I've never been an entrepreneur full time. We've been the real estate and the Airbnb and the bed and breakfast business over the years, but always had a corporate job. So now the onus is on me is to take the go small, live large, really to the next level, which is what this is all about. I am not retiring. I have no income other than YouTube and the brands I work with, and that's the deal, right? So I'm just shifting. So it's a big deal and more to come, but I can't tell you what it's because of you, each and every one of you. This is where this journey started back in 2018, late 17. Is what if I could quit my job, have a YouTube channel? I didn't really know what that meant at that point, but this last few months has just validated that I'm doing the right thing in the right way for the right reasons. The audience is not my product. I don't sell memberships. I don't ask you to go to Patreon. I'm not asking for any of your money. If you want to watch the YouTube ads, that's the YouTube deal. Pay them a few dollars a month not to watch the ads, and then come to our events. I charge nothing for the events. Now, if we do some concentrated training, we'll look at that. But I'm all about teaching. I discovered I really like teaching, but I don't want to be a teacher in a classroom. Teacher in a campground, boondocking, harvest host, that I'm totally in for. So that was the big news for tonight, and I could not be more delighted and more excited. A little scared, but again, why? Because I like to teach you, and that's what I want to do full time. So after 35 years, we're cutting the cord. All right, I'm searching for some questions. What do you think about that? Do you want to quit your job? I mean, a lot of folks are retired, which is great, which have a lot of, they have an income stream, and that's a real game changer. But when you don't have an income stream, you got to figure out how to make money while you're on the road. A lot of folks, selling courses and these kind of things, and that's all great. Teaching, right? Excuse me. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, let's get that off the screen. Yeah, but hopefully that helped you understand where my head is and where we're going. And let me tell you, we got a lot planned. And I got 7 days a week to do it. I'm so excited. So Steve, this is GEG Steve, finally got his 2022 Travado to the dealer. He's flying out to Iowa. That must be Lixon. Picked up on September 15. Isn't Lixon like 1 mile from Winnebago? I don't understand, but I'm very happy for you, man. That is so great. And then you got the off-highway van lift. That's the OHV. That's where I had my van lifted in Salt Lake City. So congratulations on that. We're super happy. That's been a long wait. Every 2 weeks, right? Okay, searching for questions here. Frank and Sharon's in Oregon, South Dakota in the house. Hey, Rhonda. Corning, New York. David, what's up? If you have questions on converting your passion into income, I'm a little bit better at that now. I had no clue when this journey started, but now I got a little wind in my sail on that subject. So if you want to hit me up on email or something like that, we're happy to have a chat. So let's see, looking for questions. So hey, from Charlotte, love Charlotte, what a great town. I thought you were a digital nomad at one time. Yeah, I've had a corporate job this entire time. I went part-time about a year ago, August, but I've been a corporate, what's the saying? Working for the man, all this time. So everything I'm doing, actually I have 5 jobs, right? The channel, YouTube, channel the audience, events, etc. Volta, Embassy, and our Airbnb business. So and then LexTech, my real job. So to get one of those off the table is going to help me do better at the other. So I've been a digital nomad all along, for sure. Running on the road, doing all those from my, let's see, looking for this question. I thought I saw a good one here. So here's no left turn suggesting from Hawaii. Drop by next time you're in the neighborhood. Yeah, no problem. Get on an airplane. Let's see. Let's see. Here's a congratulations from Greg Johnson. Man, the video we did together, sir, is going like gangbusters. We've introduced a lot of folks to Embassy RV. If you haven't seen that, Greg was gracious enough. He's had his Embassy RV now for a year, and it looks as new as the day he picked it up, which was a year earlier at the same place. And that video is done really well. So thank you again, Greg, for sharing your rig with us. And last I looked, it was over 55,000 views. This audience loves van tours. I'm working on one. You should see the Chevy Nova. I think we're doing Beyond first, then the Nova. Then I got a classic Vanagon to show you folks. And then I've got, there was one other one escaping my brain right now. But Chesapeake, Virginia, you made it all the way. Okay, so yeah, Sherry got a good question up here. Let me see if I can find it fast on kind of the topic. Scanning. Sorry, folks, hang in there. Sherry was asking about the job thing right here. So Sherry, who has her Embassy RV now for what, 2 weeks maybe? Oh my gosh, are you like a kid in a candy store? I guess can't imagine. I'm so excited for you. Wants to know, now that you got let go of your job, what plans, changes do you have for the channel and for your partners? Awesome questions. Thank you for asking. I think we're going to be doing more with Embassy. I think we're going to be doing more with Volta. Definitely doing more in-person events. I really have found great joy in the roundups, which is where we spend a few hours in the afternoon, or a caravan where we drive a portion of a route. Route 66 would be that right now. So we'll be doing more of that, and then vanberies, as I call them, which are camp outs. So if we can get some land and then do a camp out, we'll be doing more of those. Those are all free. I just like the fellowship. I just like hanging out with you, getting to know you. And so we'll be doing more of those. I think changes. I'd love to bring one more partner on, I think. I've got a couple ideas there we're working on. I definitely want to get some merchandise going. And this is not to wear my logo. We're working with an audience angel, Mike. Some of you have met him on our caravans. He's an amazing artist. He and I have been talking about some things. We've got a Luke, VanLife Luke sticker coming up, and a sticker with Lily on it. And then I don't like wearing other people's logos necessarily, but if there's something cool imagery or sayings or something like that, we're thinking about that. So that's been on my to-do list for a long, long time. So those are kind of the more things with Volta. Like I said, more things with Embassy. They would like to do more videos, more content, more trainings, more campouts, guest events. And I was kind of the blocker there, having to work 3 out of 5 days during the business week. So now I'll be able to do more of those things. So watch for that. We'll have to kind of move and ease into it gradually. But thank you for asking that. I can't tell you how excited I am. It's been a dream. I mean, have you ever had a dream to own your own business? That's your passion. And because it's your passion, it's not really work. The only stress I get is how can I get it out there more readily? And I need to make a few bucks, let's be honest, right? So we'll charge when it's appropriate, and the rest, it's all free. It's kind of the Gary Vaynerchuk approach, right? Which is he gives all of his stuff away for free. And if you think he can really help you, then he's going to sign you up with a big fat contract. But he gives all of his stuff away for free. In fact, he's on the StreamYard's summit tomorrow. I can't wait to see that. Okay, there's a couple of good questions down here. Let me scan, and then we'll shift gears. Oh, this is an interesting question. So Vanster wants to know, excuse me. So Vanster wants to know, if we let the ads play through rather than skipping them, do you get more compensation from YouTube? Yes. It's pretty tiny income. People think YouTubers making a gazillion dollars, and some are, for sure. I'm not. I'm up to about $1,200 a month, which is good. Is not anything to sneeze at, right? So by playing the ads through, that helps. If you're a voracious YouTube content consumer, I would suggest ponying up and spending. It's like $12 a month, right, for the YouTube subscription, and all the ads go away. And the other kind of cool thing is some of those ads are really big, long, not even on topic. Political season's exhausting, right? So that would be a recommendation if you want to get off the ad program. I get a little sliver of that, but yeah, skipping the ads doesn't help me or other content providers nearly as much as watching the ad. That's kind of the whole point, right? But skip the ads. Just sign up for YouTube. I mean, it's $140 a year, something like that. Golly, think of it as a cheap cable TV with way more content, way more interesting stuff, right? Thank you, Glamperjan. Congrats. I am so excited. Appreciate that. Sherry's got a good idea here. If you make the bootcamp modular, then people could sign up for the modules they might want, half days or multiple days. You're onto something there. That would be different. I'll give that some thought. That's a good idea. We learn together, we share together here. You decide, I decide what's best for us, and each in our own motion. So that's a great idea. Thank you for that. So Traveling Slim here. Good luck, Scott. Thank you. Appreciate that. I do still have rental properties for some income. I'm fortunate my employer let me remote work, so I have full-time income now. Oh, so I've been full-time in the Solus, saving that up. So I do have rental properties. And then Kyle's got the Airbnb business, which brings in tons of money. And I am not pulling any income from any of those. The one property we're selling, one rental property we're selling, and the other one we'll be selling next year. So we'll get a little tiny payday out of that. But we were one of those unfortunate ones that bought one of these properties at the height before the bubble, like in 2006 maybe, and bought this condo for 150 grand. We're going to try and sell it for 120. They were worth about 50 grand just 5-6 years ago. So they've come a long way, but so I don't really take any income. I mean, it's a little bit of a tax, tax, not sheltered, but it's a business, so you get tax write-offs, appreciation. So we'll get some payday on the appreciation largely, but yeah, I'm not getting any monthly income from that. And Kyle's banking the money to buy his next property. So I'm actually thinking about having him come on the show. If I was to do this again, I would do what we did, which is not sell the house, but turn it into an Airbnb property, assuming you have a good local contractor, handyman, and a cleaning team, and you have the right property, right amenities, right location. You can actually manage quite a few Airbnb properties remotely. He and I have talked about doing that, adding more to the portfolio. Then he can come join me. I'm gonna have to get a Class A at that point. I don't know. We struggle in a Class B for more than a few days. But you can make a ton of money in Airbnb. That's the way I would roll. I would not have a traditional rental ever again, just because it's such a headache and the profits are so small. And probably some will very much disagree with me, but it's a good question. Let's see. Looking for questions. How are we doing on time? Bottom of the hour. Let me shift gears here just a little bit. So keep the questions coming in. I see a few more coming in. I just want to remind you to follow the journey. I started posting on Instagram today. You got to see that I spray painted the road in front of the Cadillac Ranch, so that was kind of cool. So I'm doing a lot of stuff on Instagram daily throughout the day as I'm traveling, Route 66. So you don't want to miss any of that. Sign up for the newsletter. We do 2 of those a month. There's tips and stuff in there that you won't see on YouTube. Some of it points back to my website. Website's the best place right now to find out where the events and when the events are happening, because they're happening in short-term nature that it won't show up in email to get notified. So trying to figure out a better way to do that. So appreciate your interest there. And we go over there. And let's do RV news headline. We had no RV news last week because it's been kind of the same. Let me zoom in for you here. This one's kind of interesting. Excuse me. Leave No Trace is a company that's partnering with Black Folks Camp to have an inclusivity project. And I was not super familiar with Leave No Trace. I was a little more familiar with Black Folks Camp, and that's the website for the Black Folks Camp. I love their logo. They've got this really cool fire with 2 sticks and a little flame there. And let me tell you, and just think about yourself as you've been around camping, whether you're boondocking, harvest hosting, it's a lot of white folks, and I would like to see that change. And when I see a family or a couple or otherwise, and they seem approachable, I go talk to them. And I have been seeing more Asian folks, Indian folks, now Southeast Asian, a Chinese family. That was amazing to watch them cook dinner, and more Black folks. So and even a few Latinos, I would say, but way in the minority. And I would love to see that change. I think more people need to enjoy and understand the joy of RVing And so I fully support what these folks are trying to do. I might even buy one of the patches and put it in my van. And when I see those folks, I go talk to them. So what you got eye on the road? What, you're the only ones here that look like you. Does that bother you? And what can we do about that? And so this is kind of cool. And I have to look at Leave No Trace a little bit more, but I would love to figure out a way to do this a little bit more as well, be more inclusive. So that was kind of the RV news headline for the week. Check those. That link is not on my site yet, but will be after the show. And let's see what's going on here. Yes, take a risk. So let's go a few more questions here. And let's see. So Dave, this is a good question. Oh yeah, thanks, Hope. Hey, if you learned anything, or if you think it's kind of cool, I quit my job to work harder for you, give it a thumb up. I appreciate that. We got 122 people in the house tonight. That's amazing. Thank you for carving out some time to join us. This show's kind of great, growing in popularity. New names and some familiar faces. It's great. So thanks, Hope, for that. Appreciate that. Heaven on planet Earth. Yeah, we need a little more heaven on planet Earth these days. Oh my gosh. In fact, speaking of that, let's just take a second and give our troops and everybody involved in the Afghan airlift. I mean, they are just going overboard to get the right people out, our people out, and the countries involved. What a mess! And let's just give them a little tap on the heart to make sure that goes as smoothly and as safely as possible. But man, that we got the most amazing military. Every time I talk about the military, I start choking up. So drink. Okay. Dave's got a good question. So he wants to know, I would love to full-time in my 2019 G and be able to work remotely from my G, but I have no idea where to begin. Customer service, reservations, any ideas? Thank you, Scott. Assume you're talking about the kind of job. If you're an info worker, if you're in IT for sure, you mentioned customer service. That's a great one. Anything that you're sitting in front of a screen with a headset in, that's a perfect job you can do from anywhere. Now, if you're a dental hygienist, I'm sorry, you're going to get in people's mouths. So that one you can't really do remote unless you can travel, be a dental hygienist for a few weeks or months in a place like Chris and Sandy. She's a traveling nurse in a birthing ward. So you travel, and that's actually not a bad way to go because you get to know the area really well, and then you move on. I kind of like that. I've been slowing down a lot more, and I'm enjoying, like Amarillo. I spent about 4 or 5 days in Amarillo, 4 or 5 days in Oklahoma City. So if you have a job where you can go and park for a period of time, still travel when you're not working, so that would be another alternative. But if you have customer service, reservations, I think anything, again, with a phone and a screen, those can be made remote really easy. Find companies. There's a couple. So if you go to Escapers or escapees.com, they have a job board there. You can work camp for Amazon. You can work camp at KOA campgrounds where you're the guy bringing people in and keeping things clean and running smoothly. So you can do that kind of work camping. So you can go on site and you're just there for a few months. The great staff at the RV, the Big Texan RV Park, that's what they did. They were there for 4 or 5 months, and then they went and traveled. They made the money for the 6 months and they traveled on. So that would be my advice. The other one is Creativity RV. Is that her channel? I think I have these channels linked on my website. She's got a lot of really great advice on working from an RV if you're trying to create a job that you can do on the road. Amber of Story Chasing, I think, has got a couple of courses and ideas on her website. So I'd check those out. But again, I think bottom common denominator, if you sit in front of a screen and you have phone, that could probably be made to be a portable job. So hopefully those are some ideas. Maybe some other folks have some ideas here. Maybe you want to do YouTube full time. It's going to take a little bit of a ramp, let me tell you. But it's a lot of work too. So hopefully that helps give you some ideas. Great question. Yeah, thank you, GG Steve. So Amber Story Chasing does a boot camp for van life working. Yeah, I'm so excited to get 100% of my time so I can get more on up on this. I'm so behind on some of it. Um, yeah, just our military is so amazing, and they're being asked to do such crazy, amazing things in really not crazy places. I just, you know, it's just really, really, and all branches. There is not one branch better than another. Although I'm sure there's some ribbing on that. But this gal last night, she was in the Navy, aviator, fixing planes in all kinds of crazy places, in bases, naval bases. I just love talking to her. Proudly wearing her hat. 20 years in the military, just like Kevin Martin, 30 to wake up. Our country is, in my opinion, wouldn't be what it is without our military. It just keeps. Let's see. Oh, this is a great question. Thank you, Ron, for bringing this. Hold me to this, Ron. So my goal is. So his question is: congrats on the next step in your life. Are you going to do more playing the guitar? I have not picked up my guitar since probably December. And my goal was to be able to play a song in Nashville when we did our camp out there in November of last year. So I have a new goal, which is to be able to play a song or two in Nashville at the embassy event the first week in December. So I've got a few months ahead of me. My eyes are leaking. Sorry. So thank you, Ron. Please hold me accountable to this because I move that guitar twice a day, and I am so not following my own 60-day rule, which is if I haven't used it or touched it in 60 days, out it goes. I'm dragging that guitar from the back of the van where it's stored to the front of the van at night so I can put the bed down. And in the morning, I'll do the reverse. So I've either got to get on it or get rid of it. And I really want to get on it. So I just want to be able to play. And I've run into some RVers lately. They just pull out the guitar and start playing around the campfire. I'm like, that's what I want to do. So now I'm going to have a little bit more time. Um, so thank you for that question. Hold me accountable, please. Every week, ask me how much time I spent um, on my guitar. You be my guitar coach, Ron. Maybe you play one. That would be cool. Uh, yeah, Angry Bubba's with me on this. Get the YouTube subscription. It's like $12, right? And all the ads go away. It makes YouTube a lot less than. And if you consume a lot of YouTube, I mean, seriously, um, it's so worth it, in my opinion. Yay, retired early. Best decision about the Travado. Second best. Oh, I'm very proud of you, Terry. Congratulations. I kind of feel like that now. Having 100% of your own time. I got the RV freedom, but I don't have 100% of my time. And you do, Terry, and many of you do. And that is a taste, a big drink of freedom that I can't wait to guzzle. Yeah, higher host. Since you left your corporate job, will you be tapping into 401k, Social Security? Definitely not old enough for that yet. I'm just waiting to get older. Gravity's working its magic. I need to get to the gym too. Somebody needs to hold me accountable on that program. No, but I have two partners that are paid partners in Volta and Embassy RV. Love them, and my YouTube channel. So I'm making about $1,200 a month on YouTube now, which is up significantly. It used to be about 500. So the work is paying off, and I haven't replaced my corporate income, but close enough that it was holding me back as we discussed. So. Yeah, we're going to watch for that. So again, we're kind of pencil in the first weekend in December, Nashville. We're working on the details. I got 100% of my time now to get this straightened out with Embassy. Okay, Michael Clark got a great question. Off topic, did you get your grill case? I know you said you were getting rid of your old grill, ordering a new one. So grill update. I was going to actually try and not have a grill. Then I started thinking about it. I love to grill. So I bought a new one that was shipped correctly this time. Thank you, Amazon. It's in the back. I have not fired it up yet. And the case I've ordered through Lowe's, and it'll be waiting for me in Albuquerque. It should be there now, actually. So I'll be picking that up when I get to Albuquerque next week. And I'm going to do a lot more grilling. I just love grilling. So I need to find some good grill recipes, and we'll do maybe even like YouTube live grill shows. I think something like that. I've seen Chad and Paul. If not following them, they're in a storyteller. Amazing dudes. Really great guys. And they've done a few food prep on YouTube Live. I thought it was kind of fun. I kind of like do like a Bobby Flay, get all your mise en place, get all your food stuff prepped up. Might have to have somebody help me with the camera. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm just really into grilling, and I want to take it up about 5 notches with my new grill and my more time. So I will definitely be doing a video on this. And thank you, Mike, for your recommendation on the grill cover. It's this whole bag thing. And it's going to be a game changer for me, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Hey, Moving Mark. Oh, Moving Mark. This is the Missouri Route 66 director, right? And oh man, I am in Tumankala. Where am I? It's a kind of hard word to say. And what amazing Route 66. And I am just so appreciative of you, Moving Mark. People like you, they keep the dream alive on Route 66. You're going to see a director of the Route 66 Museum in Oklahoma. Where was she? Oklahoma City. Yeah, I think that was it. It's the passion you people bring to this subject. Thank you for everything you do for Route 66 and the Americana. And it's so important. So thank you for what you do. Jane's got a question on, thank you, Jane, for that question. Very happy for you, Scott. How are you handling health insurance? My company's health insurance was not awesome in the sense it had a very high deductible. So I had to spend like 12 or 14 grand before my insurance kicked in at work. So we've been using Kyle's. Kyle's got really good health care. So I'm on his plan. And as long as he stays employed, I'm good to go to the doctor or wherever. So great question. Otherwise, we'll be shopping for healthcare, health insurance, which is not awesome. Okay, great question. Let's take a minute and talk about our viewer recommendation of the week. Now, this one's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's on point with our whole topic tonight. And this comes from the Russos, who have actually tapped into this show before. So this is kind of a viewer recommendation, literally. Let me zoom in here for you. What you're looking at here is Joe. So and Kate's the one in the pink shirt. He's got the hat on. I'm the guy with the sunglasses. This was taken in Milwaukee, 2018. Didn't even have my van yet. We had ordered it in June. I think this was in July. They did a meetup. I followed their recipe pretty closely. And it's just, I look back on this, and I was a nervous wreck meeting the Russos. And they're the most kind, most genuine people. I was like, oh, I'm meeting the Russos. And that's a picture of me standing in their van. And just think about yesterday with Mary. We sat in my van to cool down while we waited for the other lady to show up. And just to do these things that they've been doing. And it's all because they took a risk. They took a risk to leave their corporate job. They took a risk to do something unknown, thinking they would figure it out. And they've built an empire out of this. And I'm just following along leaders like these people. So, whatever you are on your life journey, my recommendation is to take a risk. Don't do anything crazy, of course, but if I hadn't on that whiteboard made some decisions in 2018, we worked on them together, fantasy plan is what Kyle called it, I would not be sitting in this RV park on Route 66 talking with you folks about achieving your dreams, because I did it. I'm still doing it. Long way to go. Recommendation, viewer of the week. Joe has a book on it. Take risks. And don't wait. We've done the measuring tape thing before. Don't wait until you're retired and all the kids are gone. Do elements of this. You don't have to run the entire Route 66. Just do little segments of it. Just to get a taste of it. And support the businesses along the way. It's just so important. Taking risks. Decide. I think the Latin root of the word decide is to cut off. And once you make a decision and you put your deposit on your van or you take delivery of your van, man, I think it changes your life. It will change your life. It's changed mine. And I've talked to everybody that I've met, and it's changed their life. It's improved their marriage. It's all these things. It's so insane. So viewer recommendation, that recommendation of the week is take risks. And let me take a drink because I can't talk. Oh, my God. I don't know why the allergies are so bad, except the wind just blows from the south into Amarillo, and here, too. I don't know what's in that Texas dust. Oh, my God. New Mexican dust now. So this is we're 10 minutes to go. This is my request for you. I talk about this every week. Keep the questions coming in. I see a few more. Need your help. So what we want is van builders. Some of you have reached out for that. And if you know people and can hook me up with a name, not just a website, but if you actually know some folks, that would be super helpful. I just want to have more van builders exposed on this channel so people can, again, reach their dreams more quickly, give those people building their passion for other people to run around in, give them some exposure. If you can have somebody subscribe to this channel to help you with your case on why you want an RV. If you have some land, the Vanbury Campout host site, super important. Trying to do this in RV parks is doable, but is better, I think, if we can find some land and all be together around a big fire or something like that, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Behind the scenes tours. So if you have access to something that's really cool and very different and you think people would love to learn about, the Russos again, somebody invited them in on a behind the scenes tour at NASA. I don't need to videotape that. I just would love to breathe some of that NASA air. And then, of course, Audience Angels, they might invite me to stay at their place in their driveway as I'm traveling around. So viewer, the email address here is where to go for that and to send all those things in, please. GSLL viewer recommendation at gmail.com. GSLL, go small, live large, right? GSLL viewer recommendation at gmail.com. So you can hook me up and help us out there. And wait till you see the song of the week. Oh my God, another van life miracle, I'm telling you. Coming your way in a minute. Scrolling for questions. I'm going to try and get as many questions. Oh, here's a good one. This is completely not related to anything we talked about tonight, which is perfect. Dean Crow, how often do you defrost your fridge? Holy cow. So I have a Nova Cool, which I love that fridge and freezer. It's been on 24/7 with the exception of about 2 weeks since October 2018, and it has performed admirably. How often do I defrost my fridge? Because I had a water jug that was open and evaporating in the fridge, I had to defrost about every 45 or 60 days. Let me look. I have changed my water situation. When did I do that? That was 3 months ago? Almost 4 months ago now. So I've not defrosted in 4 months, where I was doing about every 30, about every 4 to 6 weeks, because the ice would build up so bad because the water was evaporating into the fridge, collecting on the chill plate, which it froze as ice. That's kind of the deal. Can't tell you what a difference it makes. So we did a video on that. If you haven't seen that video, watch that video. But it was no joke. And defrosting the fridge is a pain in the butt. It takes about 2 to 3 hours, and you're constantly boiling the water. And you put it's a mess. Now that you say it, 4 months. It's amazing how time flies, number one. But great question. Wonder what other people's experiences are on defrosting fridges. I wish we had the like a residential fridge, that the fan that kind of so it didn't frost up at all. But hopefully that answers your question. Great question. Let's see. Oh, this is a funny one. This would be a great module, Sherry, to your point. How about lessons that get your husband on board? Trudy from West Virginia. I think you'll be successful. That is so funny. And you know who we could have be the guest speaker on that module at our van boot camp? And that would be Tim and Kim. Tim was not overly excited about the van, and Kim was pushing him. And he's pretty happy he's got a van now. He's using a lot more, and he's actually carved space in his man cave, this big shed to park the Travado in, with full hookups. It's so amazing. It's funny. The biggest naysayers end up being the most proponents. I've always seen that in my life. So that's actually a good idea. I'm going to write that down too. Let's see, scanning for questions, and we got a song of the week. We saw the grill one. I'm looking for the 3 asterisks, 3 question marks. We saw that. The guitar. Scanning. So Catmandu wants to know, have you heard the 2022 RAM update announcements? Many new things on the ProMaster, but it may be confusing that RVs marked as 22s are likely using 21 chassis. Yeah, I've seen that in my case. So my van's on a 2018 chassis that's a 2019 Winnebago build-out. I don't have any RAM updates. I'm really out of the loop on these. On our Embassy RV Live, which we're scheduling right now for September, Terry's pretty good. Terry Menix, he's the VP there at Embassy and runs all their production. Gives us pretty regular updates on the chassis. So I don't know specifically on the RAM. I don't have a good answer for you there. And I do think that a lot of the manufacturers have a year older or current year, even though they might be bringing out like the 2022 Ford F-150s right now, or the Transits, but they're still calling them the current year, and then the year that's delivered that would be for the build out. Like again, mine's an 18 ProMaster chassis, 2019 Winnebago build out, delivered in um, October 2018, which is kind of like, what? Now that I think about it. Um, and then they do a mid-year thing, right? Like Winnebago does, which is kind of interesting. Anybody heard anything about that? I need to go check in on those guys. This is their end of their fiscal year, by the way, so it'll be fun to see what happens. All right, let me share. Good question. Wish I had a better answer for you. Let me share the song of the week. So the viewer song of the week comes from me because this was a van life miracle. I was scouting around trying to figure out in Amarillo, Texas, how to do a little bit of a roundup with just a little bit of drive down Route 66, which we did in Oklahoma City, which was so much fun. And I stumbled upon this bar on Route 66 that had a musical event that coming up. And this was the musician. It's Scotty Alexander. Damn You Whiskey is one of the songs on this awesome album titled Guilty. And while I was just too exhausted to go to that of his concert at that particular bar on Route 66 that night, he was playing the next night in a different place. So I went, and I actually got to meet him. That's the picture there. And I'm telling you, without van life on Route 66, this never would have happened. And I'm pretty sure I met the next Garth Brooks. This guy, he's incredible. A guitar player, a fiddle player, and you got to spin him up and listen to him. He's got Hello Texas. He's got Texas songs. He comes from Texas. He lives in Texas. Met his wife. It's just, van life miracles like this. And it was free. All I do is buy dinner at this restaurant. I couldn't believe it. So we'll keep our eye on him. But check that out. If you don't like the whiskey song, that's okay. He's got a lot of others that are really great on that album. And because it's his first album, he played all the songs on the album. So again, when he gets to be big time, I can say and show the selfie that it was there that night. It was so cool. So check him out. Scotty Alexander and Damn You Whiskey is a pretty cool song. It's really a toe tapper. So, all right, let's see what else got. I think we got one more thing here to share. Oh, we got Pet Pick of the Week. Let's scan for questions. Wait until you see this Pet Pick of the Week. It is so funny. So Dan Archer here's question: change to a 12-volt compressor fridge. Yes, that's what the Nova Cool is. It's a 12-volt, so I don't need the inverter on. It runs on 12-volt compressor, so no propane, and is very efficient and gets very cold. I have mine turned to about 3, and if you have it above 5, I think it stops at 6. It freezes everything on that top shelf. And what's cool about NovaCool, it comes in 2 flavors, and the flavor that Embassy RV puts in, they have a pull-out drawer. I think Coachman does this on one of their rigs too. A pull-out freezer drawer, and then the big fridge above. And each section is independently controlled on the thermostat. And that means you can have 2 fridges, 2 freezers, 1 fridge, nothing on. It's just a storage bin. It's pretty cool. They make a great product. Again, mine's been on 24/7 since October 2018, with the exception of about 10 days. Not kidding. 15 days. Went to Europe for 2 weeks. That's amazing. An RV fridge. Let's see. Scanning for questions. Good stuff in here. Let's see. Catherine, it took me 5 years to convince my husband, not full-time, but we've been loving it. And that's the point. There's no merits. There's merit, but there's no medals, trophies, or awards for full timing. There's just so much to see. Sitting home, I'm like, after a week at home base, I'm dying to move. And so I'm glad you're loving it. And congratulations, 5 years. It's a journey, right? Good job. So this is kind of funny. No More Rat Race. Oh, love that title. Let me tell you, after 1,820 Mondays, I might just have a Bloody Mary Monday morning when I'm normally having to show up for my standing meeting and then go back to bed. I just don't know what I'm going to do on that first Monday. It's going to be so weird. Are you considering writing a book on full-time RVing, YouTubing, and working from the road? Interesting idea. Hadn't thought about a book. Another big project. I'm just putting a lot of energy, I think, into putting out better YouTube videos more frequently, around the places we go, the people we meet, the van life, the van life tips, and hopefully some van tours. I got to get better at storytelling on the places we go because they perform the worst, they're the hardest to make, and that's what it's all about. So I got to figure out a better way to tell that story. But a book would be interesting. Russo self-published, right? They have 2 books now. I think Kate made a cookbook. So if you haven't checked them out, go to their website, we'retherussos.com. Our paths are always going the opposite directions. I hope to catch up with those guys. They're just the real deal. I just love them so much. Thank you for that question. I'll add it to my to-do list, which is pretty big. Yeah, look at this. This is a great point. We're going to go just a couple minutes over, folks. Hang in there. So here's Frank and Sharon saying, left corporate job many years ago with a few friends, started a software company, and outside of marriage, one of my best decisions ever. And that's really a great point. And my business coach kind of gave me a similar story. He showed me he quit his job. His employer at that time actually canceled the paycheck. And he showed me that. It's so hysterical. And he said, because of everything I have today and accomplished over the last 20-some years is because I decided to leave my job to pursue my own dreams. And he had a very successful PR firm in the Chicagoland area. So again, it goes back to taking risks, calculated risks. I wouldn't want to jump off a bridge without a parachute or a bungee cord, right? I don't want to see what that's like. But taking a risk, I think is so important. And I'm really proud of you. Thanks, Frank and Sharon, for sharing. Okay, let's see, scanning. So Simply Nora, September 3 is my last corporate day. So the Friday before Labor Day, that's it. I'm so excited. Yeah, whiteboard with new goals. Oh, you should see my whiteboard. I use Trello, heavy Trello user. It's a digital, like columns, and you move cards around. Maybe I'll do a thing on that. Yeah, I got a lot of new stuff. It's pretty amazing. I got more ideas than time, and that's why we're unplugging from the corporate work. Yeah, the Russo is great. I saw just a snippet of the mom driving the van. Or the truck, right? It's so funny. Or the van. They have a van right now. They're doing something. All right, let me show you a pet pick of the week, and then we'll call it a wrap. Wait till you see this. This is hysterical. Tigger, I think, has been on before, but this picture I just couldn't help but putting on again. This is by Bob Scott, and she is driving the van, and the cat is kind of over her thigh, and apparently being held up by the seatbelt buckle thing. And that is the funniest picture I've seen in a while with a cat. That is one cool cat not minding being in the van. It is so funny, right? I just love that. So thanks for sharing that. Hey, we just love to see your pets. We're gonna get another cat, and I can't wait. So let me live vicariously through your pets until then, please. So just a reminder that, yes, next week, and we'll call the wrap in a second, Winnebago's on next week. So let's show up and ask Matt really good questions on everything Winnebago, the motorized division, what he is responsible for one of their, he's like one of 6 people in the whole United States and Canada that run sales for Winnebago motorized division. So he's got the, like, Atlanta or Georgia and Florida, really big RV places. Really, you're gonna love him. He's really a cool guy, and he's let's ask some good questions. I'm gonna make my list of questions, and let's have you guys ask him too. So that's next week, September 1, 6 p.m. Central. What's Up Wednesday? Don't want to miss that. And tonight, if you look up in the night sky, we can see some things together. If you face south, where the moon kind of comes up, right? To your left is going to be Jupiter. This is my best artistic work. Jupiter is going to be the bright star on your left shoulder. Above that, just a little bit up, is Saturn, and then the moon. And if you look over your right shoulder, you're going to see Venus. So this is an amazing idea of the planets aligning. Scott's quitting his job. We're going all in on Go Small, Live Large because the planets aligned. And I just love looking at the night sky. And so tonight when it gets dark, wherever you are, look up, look south, and you'll see the bright star, planet, Jupiter, Saturn, the moon, which was just a blue moon, full moon, a few nights ago, and then Venus is off to your right. So I just want to share that with you. And And with that, we will say, yes, thank you. As always, just a pleasure to be with you. You, each and every one of you, drive me forward. That's why we're doing these really big things like leaving my job. And it can happen to everybody and anybody that wants to do it. Just take some risks, get your butt moving, have a plan, execute the plan, and you drive me forward. So thank you for inspiring me. And for all our military folks, a big, really off to everything you do for us. And until we see you next Wednesday, we'll see you soon and journey on. Bye, everybody.